boring. And today I want to show you a game between Henry Ernest Atkins versus Herbert Levi Jacobs. This game was played in 1915, so more than 100 years passed from this game. And I think this game is still fresh and pretty good when you look at it. One of my friends suggested this game and I was like, oh, this was pretty good and I should make a video about it. And no doubt that these two gentlemen were pretty good players. Maybe they are not as good as Capablanca or Lasker, but still they are pretty good players, as you will see. And I want to mention that today we are in engines and computers age, so this game would look like full of mistakes and errors, but I will do my best to show the way how they saw and played this game, as this game is so rich in the most of the positions and also very complicated one. So we have e4, e5 and d4. This is the center game, not very popular opening these days, but okay. He takes d4 and c3. And this is the Danish gambit. The reason behind these pawn sacrifices is white wants to develop his pieces faster and attack sooner. So d takes c3 and bishop c4. White wants to give another pawn here, and if c takes b2, then bishop takes b2. You have this beautiful bishop pair which eyes on black's camp. The queen can come to there and you can castle sooner. As you can see, black didn't manage to develop one of his pieces, so that could be playable. But here, instead of c captures on b2, black played knight f6. He wants to develop his piece and attacking the pawn. So knight f3. Like I said, I don't want to cover all inaccuracies and normal moves, and this move is a small inaccuracy. Maybe it would better to capture the pawn with knight captures on c3 and protect your e4 pawn, but for example, after knight captures on c3, then bishop d6 and knight f3, knight c6, castles, castles. The game continues, but Atkins have different plans, so he played knight f3 and knight takes e4. Instead of knight takes on e4, maybe c takes on b2 and bishop takes on b2 could also playable, and engines suggest that, but maybe Jacobs didn't want to go for this massive development which eyes on pretty good squares and white soon castle, so he didn't capture that. Instead of, he played knight takes on e4 and white castles. And here comes our first bad move, knight d6. Why this is a bad move? Because you can at one point really want to capture this pawn and white will capture back with bishop, so this diagonal will be used for white's bishop pair. In if you play that, you block the bishop's eye, and if you don't do that, you can't develop your bishop freely, so that would be better. But okay, so first bad move comes from Jacobs, knight d6 and knight takes c3. With knight takes c3, white gave up his bishop pair and also sacrificed a piece, as you can see. And oops, what is the idea behind this sacrifice? When I first look at the position, I thought, okay, it's not a sacrifice. You can, if black takes, knight takes on c4, you can check with the queen, queen e2 check, and bishop e7, then you capture the knight with queen takes c4. I thought Is this your plan, Atkins? And computer agrees with me because in here c6 could be a very good move because d5 is coming. While you are chasing the queen, you can easily develop your pieces and black can gain initiative. And you gave up 2 pawns for this nonsense attack. So that's not gonna work. And Atkins also have a different plan. In here black played knight takes c4 and Atkins played rook e1 check. So he didn't give up the bishop for material but initiative. And after rook e1, bishop e7, white goes on attacking, knight d5 and knight d6. As you can see, white starts to pressuring this point, and bishop g5 and f6. And here comes another bad move from Atkins. It is rook c1. Instead of this, bishop f4, just a brilliant move. You are trapping the queen. So white must play d6, or he can castle, but d6 is better. Knight takes e7, knight takes e7, queen a4 check, c6, and there is some little tactic here. Queen takes c4 and d5. You chase away the queen. Queen b4, a5, and queen b3 and castles. Black is better here, but this would be better than the Atkins plate if black continues well. So after rook c1, here comes another bad move from black, which is b5. And b5 is a bad move because you have a same resource of playing bishop f4, and after d6 again, knight d4 this time. And this is a pretty good position actually. You can't play like that because then you centralize the queen, but if you played knight 6 to e5, then white captures. And I want to share something with you in this position. This position is full of complications and you can easily mistaken because you can capture either with the d pawn or the f pawn, but you can't capture the knight with knight takes e5. This would be a blunder because of knight takes c7 check. As you can see, there is a fork here, but the idea behind this is not the fork. King f7 should be the good move, but maybe you can somehow play king d6 and rook takes e5 would be a pretty good move. Nice exchange sacrifice. And after d takes e5, you play knight f5 check, and as you can see, knight is covered and knight also covers this square. This knight covers this square also, pressures that square. So queen takes d6. This could be a really good thumbnail, but this didn't happen. And in here, if you played after this knight takes d5, this was also a good move because then you will have this mate. So the position is pretty complicated. And what black should do in here is simply play knight b6, just getting away from the attack. And after rook takes e7 check, knight takes e7, knight takes c7 check. As you can see, knight is protected and also forks the king and rook. So king f7, knight takes a8, knight takes a8, and bishop f4. Black is still better here. As you can see, he has 3 minor pieces against 2, but and also one rook and queen. Whoops. Queen and rook. But black lost his privilege to castle and he still needs to develop somehow, but still black is better here. Black is simply winning actually. But black didn't play that. Black played b5 and here comes another bad move. Like I said, in these kinds of games you can spot a lot of bad moves, but this is the modern age and we can just check it with the engines, and in human perspective some of the moves are inevitable. So like I said, here comes another bad move from white, which is rook takes c4, exchange sacrifice. And behind the reason this exchange sacrifice is white developed all of his pieces, as you can see. Okay, queen is still there, but you can develop it pretty quickly when this knight jumps off from this diagonal. White wants to exchange some developed pieces and leave black with his not developed pieces and try to mate. But instead of this, like I said, simply bishop f4 could be played with the threat of trapping the queen. But okay. And in here black played b captures on c4, capturing the queen. Like I said, Atkins played brilliantly, and here comes his immortal knight maneuver with knight e5. And here comes a blunder from Jacobs. Without Jacobs' move, this position is slightly better for black if he plays correctly, but he plays f takes g5. Instead of this, black can play king f8, and after knight takes e7, knight takes e7. In here, if queen takes e7, you need to make more calculations, because after knight takes c6, queen d6, attacking the both knight and offering trade of queens. And after knight d4, you need to play bishop b7, just developing, because if you play c5, then white can easily play knight e6 check and win the queen. Either capture it and like that, or you capture the knight and like that. Yeah, this would be a crazy position, and white is just winning. Your pawns are messed up, your king is wide open in the board, and you have 2 pieces for the queen. Okay, in here f takes on g5, and here comes the first best move in this position. Queen h5, which is an excellent move, which you will see. And g6, and here comes another excellent move from Atkins, which is knight f6 check. And first I thought, okay, you can just capture it, the pawn is pinned, and you introduce another attacker from that bishop, which is pinned. But actually in here black can capture the knight with a great exchange sacrifice. Hey, if h takes g6, then of course queen takes h6, and after king f7, white has nothing better than to try for threefold repetition. As you can see, rook is covering the square, knight is covering that square, so white king can approach to the center and escape, but white hasn't got enough material to continue to attack, so it would be like after king f7, queen h7 check, king f8, queen h8 check, king f7, and this would be a draw by threefold repetition. So knight f6 is an excellent move, and bishop takes f6. You must get out of the check somehow. You can't do it with king f8. If you want to check the position, it's mate in one. Okay, the move is pretty simple. Queen h6, checkmate. As knight is covering those squares, this knight covers this square and queen slice all the way through here. So you must play bishop f6, and here comes another good move from Atkins, which is knight takes g6. And I thought, okay, maybe knight takes c6 could be a move, as you open up and check and also threaten the queen. But that would be a blunder, as after king f8, queen h6 check, you want to get out of the threat capturing the queen, queen h6, but you don't have time to capture black's queen, and even if you can, you don't have enough material to continue the attack. For example, bishop g7, you attack the queen again. Like I said, you don't have enough time. Queen takes g7 could be playable. Queen takes g7, and if you capture with the knight, then black can recapture. So maybe rook e7 check, but black easily can sacrifice his queen for rook with queen takes e7, and after knight takes e7, as you can see, this is not even thinkable and not even playable. So a great move, good move, knight takes g6, opening up a discovered check. And here comes another blunder from Jacobs, which is queen e7. And why it is a blunder? I can say that you must play queen f7, but here comes some surprising moments. I'm not sure that did you heard about anti-engine moves, because the engine suggests here queen f7, king f7, and don't like the queen e7, blocking with the queen e7. But when you play this, and after knight e5 check, engine simply says this is mate in 13. So this is pretty interesting, because you don't like one of the moves, and if you play this, engine says +9 and something for white, which is you are simple up a queen and sort of that. But when you play engine's suggestion, then you will be mated. What do you think about this topic? You can write some comments in comment section down below. And as it's mate in 13, I don't want to cover all of it, so I will just skip that. And after queen e7, rook takes e7, and here comes another bad move, blunder actually, from black. Bishop takes e7. This position is not holdable, but at those days you can't know what can happen. this game is pretty nice proof for that statement. And knight e5, opening up a discovered check. So if you go here, then it's mate in 1. But computer suggests another move, which is quicker, mate, knight takes h7, check. Like I said, you can't go to there, which leads to mate in 1, so you must go there. But I don't want to spoil it, so in here Atkins played knight e5 check, king d8, knight f7 check. If you think about, okay, this is fork, so you win material. No, it's not about material. King e7 and knight d6 check. This is a double check from both knight and the queen, so you can't go there. This is mate in 1. King d8. In here you can pause the video, I can give you some time. Atkins played another good move in here, and after the move played, Jacobs resigned, which is queen e7 check. As you can see, knight covers that square, so you must capture with the rook takes e8, and I want to give you some time to look this position and spot what should white know. And in here Atkins could play knight f7 with check, smothered mate or Philidor's mate, which name you want to say. Let's count the pieces. They both have 1 knight. Black has bishop pair and pair of rooks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. So white is pretty down in material wise, but he has a pretty good idea in this attacking sequence. And last of all, if you look at the last result, Atkins wins and he played 4 good moves and 3 bad moves, and Jacobs lost the game with 0 good moves and 5 bad moves. Like I said, I don't count all of the inaccuracies and normal moves, and some of the moves are just forced moves and they appear excellent moves in computer analysis, but I don't look and analyze the game with that style. I just try to show some critical positions in the game. So I hope you like the video and the game, and also the new concept of my videos, and thanks for watching.